Today in the episode, Counter Meta, high-level guns in low PS battles. Voice of the Wasteland, where we read your messages and choose the craft of the episode. And we begin with Workshop. This drill will pierce the heavens, and hopefully some enemies as well. Everybody say hi to each other. Survivors, that's the Destructor, a piece of equipment we're going to discuss today. Destructor, these are Survivors. Now, fire! Some folks might say, leave this thing to the Founders. It's damn near useless. First, you have to lock onto a target, then track it perfectly, and enemies aren't too keen on staying in the same spot with a laser melting their armor and whatnot. And then you also have to hit a key part, like a cab or a weapon. And the drill doesn't have much range. How's that supposed to work? Others will say, I've wrecked every single hover I encountered with this thing. Damage is good, it's pinpoint accurate. Then there's that perk for 800% bonus damage, which is insane. But most importantly, have you seen the size of this itty-bitty drill? It's almost as small as its little brother, the trigger. Well, maybe a little bigger. It's a joy to cover this thing with armor. It's really damn convenient. Then there'll be people saying, what are you talking about? You're both wrong. The Destructor's just a regular piece of equipment with some strengths and flaws. Yeah, it takes more time to fire than a conventional weapon, but you're rewarded with damage, and sometimes crazy damage, thanks to its perk. At the same time, it doesn't have crazy range, which only means that you have to build a car that does well in short to mid-range encounters, with fast movement parts like new wheels, for instance, a good cab, and the right driver. And you know what? All of them are right. This new weapon of the Trigger family is scary enough to be wary of any good driver that might be using it. But veterans of the first laser drill wars will definitely have no trouble finding ways to defeat it. And if you are a person that likes to commit war crimes with mining equipment, well, Goliaths are still your prey of choice. They have very little chance of escaping your fiery gaze. And hovers. It's a joy seeing them pop. And now, a short commercial break.
Nomads say Jeff doesn't eat insects or rodents and you can't bribe him into making you a grenade launcher with food. Eggs, fish, and shrimp are appreciated, though.
One day, a weary traveler arrived on our doorstep, wearing a tattered cloak, torn by the harsh winds of the wastes. Before losing consciousness due to extreme dehydration, he mouthed 2 words with his parched lips. I sinned. We gave him water and a nice wash with a hose, and then asked the traveler what his sin was. He was silent for a while and then admitted that he built a really powerful car, and then used it to bully the youngins. Yeah, that's right. He made a car specifically to fight against inexperienced, ill-equipped survivors just starting out in the valley. Well, let Mentor be his judge. But he isn't the only one doing that. All of us have been in this situation at least once. You're just minding your business on a low power score truck and then run into a very interesting contraption. A few wheels, a few sheets of metal, and on top of it all, some kind of a miracle cannon that you've only heard of. Or there's simply a wedge of death with high-end shotguns. Boom, and you're gone. Gone, but only to return with a vengeance. These cheeky devils can be fought, even if you're just a fledgling raider with limited access to different parts. Here's how it goes. First of all, you have to remember that to make it into the lower power score bracket, the vehicle of the perpetrator has to be built in a specific way, usually stripped of all non-essential parts so that it doesn't have a high power score. That means that a car like that is extremely vulnerable to weapons with a high burst damage. There are many affordable options here, like wasps, for instance. They're relatively easy to acquire, and they do a fantastic job of sending those tricksters back to their fancy garages with a single pop. That's fine and dandy, but what if you like weapons of other types? Does it mean that you have to change your build just to stick up to an occasional bully? No. Even if your favorite weapon doesn't perform that well against high-level aggressors, that's still okay. Remember, in most cases you can take considerably more punishment than them, and this is an advantage that you should use every chance you get. No guns left? Push the enemy into a corner, or in the direction of your teammates. The opponent is likely to prioritize targets that are more of an immediate threat, and will make good use of that. No armor left? Go capture the zone or cover an ally. No wheels? Well, we're running low on options here. It's either honking or hoping for a good heroic self-destruct. Finally, there's that elusive human factor. Even experienced players tend to let their guard down when joining a low PS match. All survivors make mistakes, and any survivor thinking that they have superior equipment, doubly so. Stay frosty, keep your head on a swivel, and soon the hunter will slip up and become the hunted. Remember, it's not the more experienced or better equipped fighters that get to write history in the wastes. It's the ones that win. A survivor called Yes asks, "Can we ever get a first-person driving mode in the game?" Unfortunately, that's not likely. As we've stated before, our builder wasn't designed with a first-person driving mode in mind. Then there's this message sent by Sneed McSneed. Have you ever used assets from other Gaijin games, or the other way around? If not, do you plan to? There are plenty of parts in Star Conflict and WT that could make nice weapons or parts. Hi, Survivor. Nope, we're building our own universe, and it's a completely separate thing. No Ex Machina assets in the Valley as well. Some things might be inspired by other things, but that's the extent of it. Robert Chove asks, "Can we expect more Lost Beta Alpha parts making a return to our garages? Definitely would enjoy trying those out." Greetings, Robert. Probably not, but we'll keep you updated if anything changes. The creator, Greg Gardner, asks, "Is there a chance ever of there being a horn that plays a clip from Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up?" Maybe. And here comes the last part of the show where we explore the depths of the exhibition and pick one submission for the whole world to see. Today, it's Photon Breath, made by Superball, a toothy beauty from the darkest corners of the wastes. Just look at its smart eyes. What a good boy. Would you want to have a pet like this? We definitely would. Wait, stop gnawing on the neighbor's car. Sorry, we didn't have time to name it yet. Nicely done, Superball. Thank you. That's it for today. Tell us what you think in the comments below, ask us questions, and after we finish playing with the goodest of boys, we'll return with some new crazy content in a couple of weeks. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing, leave a like, and good luck.